This program contains true stories of rescues. All of the 911 calls you will hear are real. Whenever possible, the actual people involved have helped us reconstruct the events as they happened.
We count on the people who answer our calls for help to be there when we need them. But what do you do if you're seriously injured in a place so remote, there's no way to make that emergency call? I'm William Shatner. Tonight, true stories of people whose lives are in danger and the men, women, and children who try to save them on Rescue 911. We begin in Van Nuys, California on the morning of October 10th, 1989.
Started out to be pretty much of a normal day. I started to get ready to leave the house and do some errands. Jameson usually comes with me, but this day he decided to stay with his mother.
Sweetheart, I've got to go.
Michael Rogers left his wife, Peggy, alone with their baby Michelle and 3-year-old Jameson.
The mother, Peggy, apparently she's had a sore throat and she's been spraying it with a cough spray, and it was numbing her throat, and then she had this cough drop in there.
My mom had a lozenge in her mouth. She was playing with my sister. She bent down to tickle her with her mouth on her ribs because she loved that.
When she went to stand up, I'm guessing between her throat being swollen and irritated and being numb, she swallowed this thing and it lodged in her throat.
Mom, are you okay? And I went to grab the spray. I handed it to her and she threw it back at me. I went in the bathroom and called 911.
Dispatcher Bob Sanchez took the call.
LA City Fire, 911 emergency.
My mom's not supposed to can't breathe.
Who's on the floor?
My mom.
The child's voice came back and said, my mother's on the floor. She's not breathing. When I took the call, I was more or less leaning to it being a prank call. Where is your mom now?
She's not supposed to can't breathe.
Is she there with you?
Yeah, she's with me.
Can she talk? Is she awake?
She's watching a movie with me.
She's watching a movie with you? Okay, can I talk to her? He's telling me stuff that the mother should be okay if she's getting up, watching TV with him. If she's watching TV with you, she ought to be breathing, isn't she?
But she turned the TV off.
Okay, if she just did that, let me talk to her. And put her on the phone for me.
She can't breathe. She can't talk.
It was his persistence that made me stay on and kept fishing for more answers.
We have a baby and she's talking to the baby.
I'm choking. You're choking? Is that you, ma'am? Was that your mom there? The turning point was when I heard the mother's voice.
Firefighters and paramedics were immediately dispatched.
A choking is when you have something in your airway and your airway is blocked. Within 4 to 6 minutes, if you're not breathing, you could die.
How old are you? 3? All right, I'm going to send the paramedics over there right now, okay? Can you be ready to open the door for them?
Yeah.
All right, paramedics are going to be there in a little bit.
Okay, Charlie, we're going over there to the condominium complex on the corner of Irwin and for choking. It's a 911 call.
Okay. Okay, is there anybody else there with you? Your father, mother, sister, brother, anybody? Usually you can initiate some kind of emergency over the phone, like the Heimlich maneuver if they're choking on food or candy. Your 3-year-old doesn't have the physical strength to do that. So there is a sense of helplessness. Can your mom still come to the phone again? Okay. Ma'am, I've gotten as far as I can in sending the units. Now it's up to them to just get there quickly.
They got to the security condominium complex in less than 3 minutes, but there was no way in.
Well, their directory was listed by names. It didn't show any condominium numbers, and that's what we had on our printout was a number. So now we don't know which one we should be buzzing to get in. I just pushed my hand on the whole directory and hoping a neighbor would, answer it.
LA City Fire Department, we have an emergency. Open the door, please.
We didn't know what direction to go in to find their unit. We started to go 3 different directions. About that time, Jameson came out of his unit, and he waved to me to come toward him.
Back here.
She was on the floor, she was curled up, and she was gagging and coughing with her face beat red. I think she would have passed out in another minute. And after passing out, I think that might have been the end of it right there. I think you're only talking about a couple of minutes after that before we would have had a completely different scenario.
I didn't know what it was that was caught in her throat at the time. I figured that she can maybe grab it or she can feel it because her hand was in her throat. And so what I did is I grabbed a pen light and I shined it in her mouth and down her throat to see if I could see anything. I could not see anything, and I stuck my hand in just a little bit further, and at that time, apparently, I dislodged it from her throat and it went into her stomach.
He said, I got it, and pushed it down. Oh, the biggest breath of air was the biggest, brightest sunshine I've ever felt. It just felt great just to get breathe, and I was fine as soon as I got air.
It was in talking to her, she wanted to know how we got there, who had notified, how did we know that she was choking. And it took a little bit of talking back and forth, and we realized then that Jameson, the 3-year-old, had called 911.
I said to him, honey, did you call 911 for Mommy? And he said, yeah. And it just dawned on me what he did. My son saved my life. I was just elated. And I gave him a big hug and a kiss and told him thank you.
Though he was only 3, Jameson knew how to call for help because his parents had trained him.
We originally taught him when I was pregnant. And the only script I gave him to say it on the telephone was, my mom's in labor, she's on the floor, please bring help.
They'd thought far enough ahead to have a phone accessible to Jameson to use. I mean, you teach a kid 911 while you're holding them up on the wall phone. Well, now they need to use a phone, they can't get to it. Kids are never too young. Sometimes we treat kids like they're only half people or something. Well, kids are smart, and they learn by example.
I think every boy and girl kid should call 911 because it's very important.
The LA Fire Department officially recognized the importance of Jameson's contribution to saving his mother's life.
That night, we each took time with him to tuck him in separately and give our little word of thanks to him. And when I thanked him for giving me more time with Peggy, he started to cry and said, well, you mean she would have died? And I said, yeah. And he started to cry, and that's when I think he really realized what he had done.
Happy birthday to you.
His birthday was 2 days after the incident, and I thought, this wouldn't be happening now if he hadn't taken control.
We've always had a mother and son bond, but now it's a little bit special. There's something a little bit more different. He will always have that special hero look to me.
Next.
Hunting in this area is very popular. A lot of people hunt within a half mile of their home.
In North Idaho on October 15, 1989, as the light was beginning to fade, Dennis and Frances Queasty set out for a walk.
It was getting a little late for a walk, but I thought, well, go out and get some fresh air, take a quick walk, run down to the river, back home, kick your feet up, watch a little TV, and that would be it for Sunday. And it didn't turn out quite like that.
Mr. Queasty was very mad at what had happened here because he said he walks that path every night, him and his wife. He said it shouldn't happen.
Hunting in this area is very popular. A lot of people hunt within a half mile of their home. Because of this, people have to be extra careful. You never know when somebody just might be out for a walk.
We started for home, come back up the road about, I don't know, 200-300 yards, and there's a pickup truck coming.
What's that guy doing down here?
I don't know. Can't tell what he's doing. Maybe we better get off the road. Get out of his way.
The same instant, the muzzle flash, the bullet was there.
I've been hit.
He got out of the pickup and he come up towards us, I don't know, 30, 40 feet, I guess. And we were hollering to tell him we were both hit. Go call 911, we need help.
Don't shoot!
When I saw Francis laying there, I just, you don't know what to think. I mean, there's a million things run through your mind. Death is way back there, but you don't really want to think about it. I looked at the bullet hole in Francis. It went in her chest, and I thought, this don't look real good. I'll go for help.
Dennis and Francis had both been hit by the same bullet. They needed immediate medical attention, but there was no phone anywhere near them.
I didn't get any response from anybody for hollering help, so I took the pistol out of my pocket, fired 3 shots in the air. And you're kind of in a daze there for a minute, but you feel a lot of blood coming. So I unbuttoned my shirt and stuck my hand in there, and I could feel the bone inside my arm and the joint there, and I could feel it was still all hooked together, so I knew it was still with me. And I took that shirt and I started packing it up in my armpit so it would kind of slow up the bleeding, and started to leave, and I thought, this don't really look good. I give her a hug, give her a little kiss, said I'll see you later, and I left. You just think maybe this might be the end. It's kind of a tough deal.
The first information about the incident was relayed to the sheriff's office at 6:45 p.m.
Yeah, we have a report of a gunshot wound.
The male subject, identifying himself as Don from Kootenai Medical Services, called to advise that there had been an accidental shooting and that help was needed.
But they did not have a specific location. Rescue workers were dispatched to the general area.
This is Mary at the sheriff's office. My name is Sharon. Are you the lady that called? Yes.
Within minutes, a woman called in, identifying herself as the wife of the man who had done the shooting. But even she could give nothing more than general directions to the location.
About an accident. Seen a bear and he shot and... Oh boy, I'm telling you. All right. How badly is the boy injured? Don't know.
There's a million things running through my mind in that half mile that I would come out of there. Probably the gist of the whole thing is wondering, is she still alive?
When we continue.
Yes, I've been shot. You've been shot? Yes, my wife is Frances, and I think she's dead. And I'm about to pass out, so I can't do any more.
It had been 10 minutes since a hunter had shot Dennis and Francis Queasty. Though seriously wounded himself, Dennis had been forced to go for help and leave his critically injured wife lying by the road.
When I got home, opened the door and called 911. I kind of felt lightheaded. I'm not really clear on what all I said when I called him.
His call for help came in at 6:52 p.m.
Sheriff's office? Yes, I've been shot. You've been shot? I've been shot. My wife, I don't know if she's dead or not. Between the Silver Bridge and Henry's store on the old pipeline road. And I'm about to pass out, so I can't do any more. All right, now, just a minute. Where are you calling me from? I'm calling from my house, right at Henry's store, right next door. Denny Queasty is my name. All right, Denny Queasty? Yes, my wife is Frances, and I think she's dead. Oh, my. The neighbor right down here shot me. Thought it was a bear. All right.
It just feels like if you close your eyes to just take a breather for a minute, that they may not open back up again.
Please, I'm going to black out.
Did you advise your ETA to the area of
2 minutes away. Can you wait there for him, please?
I will do my damnedest. Is there an ambulance coming?
There is an ambulance coming,
I'll
yeah.
be there.
All right. Now, just a minute.
My thought is, if I lose Dennis, I'm going to lose the location on his wife. He had a tremendous, tremendous feeling for his wife, and he was going to do the best he could for her, and I think this is really what kept him on his feet.
You just got to do what you got to do. Adrenaline, I don't know what you'd call it, but you never do think about laying down and quitting.
Sheriff's Deputy John Mocotel, who arrived first, had known Dennis for years.
Dennis Queasty informed me that he had been shot. He thought his arm had been blown off, and his wife, he thought she was dead. I wanted to give him some medical attention, but he didn't want any medical attention. He wanted to get to his wife as soon as possible.
We went across the highway and back down to this pipeline road, and I'm telling him that Francis is going to be laying along here someplace. But all the time that you're going down there, you're not sure what you're gonna find. You know, it's kind of gnawing in the back of your mind that it isn't going to be what you want to find when you get there.
Just off to the side of the road.
While driving down this rough, windy road, Denny told me that he didn't know for sure exactly where he left her. And so he was searching and looking as hard as I was. I've known Frances as long as I've known Dennis, and she's a really neat person. It was rather difficult to drive through there and try to get there as quickly as possible without running over her.
When she seen the lights of the car coming, she did raise her leg up in the air and wave her foot back and forth so we could see where she was. We were just within 15 or 20 feet of her.
I'm here. We're back. You okay? How you doing?
She said she was in pain. I quickly checked for bleeding. I found multiple injuries from her chest down to her abdomen. Bleeding seemed to be under control. And I explained to her that I didn't want to do anything to her at that point, and I wanted to keep her warm.
The ambulance arrived soon after.
It was a little bit of a shock when I rolled up on the scene and saw that it was Dennis Queasty was one of the victims. I've known Dennis and his wife both for about 20 years.
EMTs Steve Berg and Don Dion took care of the couple at the scene.
Dennis was scary. He was very pale. He had very large black circles around his eyes, and he was dripping with sweat. The only thing that was obvious to me was someone had gunned him. He looked like he'd been hunted.
The alleged suspect came in to the area and started screaming, "I thought it was a bear, I thought it was a bear, I didn't mean to shoot." And I told him, "This is not the time or the place. We'll conduct the investigation when the wounded are gone."
The gunshot wound entered the right side of the chest, and she stated to me that she could feel the bullet sticking out her back. And the dangers that I feared the most was that it had punctured the lung, or it hit a major organ, and she was having a lot of internal bleeding. There really wasn't a lot we could do at the scene other than just get them transported to the hospital, because it was obvious that both of them needed surgery.
Time was of the essence. We stopped the bleeding, we treated for shock, and we got her butts out.
By the time the ambulance made it the 8 miles to the nearest hospital, emergency medical staff members had gathered, including Dr. James Joy.
What do you got, Steve? Vitals? What name? Francis? Francis, can you hear me? Francis, can you hear me, Francis? What do you want? Okay, she's got no airway obstruction.
My first appearance of her was that she was very shocky.
She had that cold, clammy, very pallor appearance, whitish appearance. We immediately started life support treatment to the patient. Her situation was very critical at that time. Her pressure was very low.
I want blood pressures every 2 minutes. Dawn, let's cut her clothes off.
Once her pressure responded with fluids, I did my initial evaluation of the patient.
Get the chest tubes on, get the chest tubes.
My main concern was I knew she had abdominal trauma, but did she have chest trauma? Some serious chest problems may not show you symptoms at that particular time. They can develop an hour, 2 hours afterwards. And I didn't want to get myself into a situation here that I couldn't handle for fear that, I would be jeopardizing this patient's life.
Frances was flown by Lifebird to a hospital in Spokane, Washington, which was better equipped to handle any complications from her wound. Dennis was taken by ambulance to the same hospital where both underwent immediate surgery.
I told Frances if she got this far, she'd make it the rest of the way.
A month after the shooting, Dennis and Frances are still recuperating. If found guilty, the man accused of shooting them faces a maximum penalty of little more than that for shooting bears out of season.
It's hard to even let it sink in all at once that you might have died, because it's really hard to think about. And when I realized what my sons had been through and their wives and my parents, all this that they had been through, waiting to see if I was going to live, it was just terrible to think that they had been through they had suffered so much.
Frances is a very lucky woman that she's alive today, and it's my belief that had she been shot directly in the chest, that she would have died. And the fact that her husband absorbed the initial shock is probably what saved her life.
So you feel right? Yeah, I look at Frances now. I mean, he just knows she's going to be better soon, so we can get on to do the stuff that we like to do together, Today, my hand and my arm are still pretty much numb. I've been doing a little bit of therapy at the hospital. I haven't seen that's made a lot of difference, but they say it will. So we'll continue doing that.
But Dennis may never be able to return to work as a mechanic.
When anyone hunts, they should have a clear picture of their target. A lot of people shoot at brush. They should never shoot at brush. A clear target is your only answer to safe hunting. You just can't shoot at anything that moves.
I'm just thankful we're both still alive.
Next.
It's sad that people will get involved in a domestic dispute that escalates to violence. And what upsets me is that they involve the children.
The most common cause of injury to women in America is battering, domestic violence. And it's a form of violence which, if unchecked, all too often escalates to murder. In Albuquerque, New Mexico, the police and prosecutors are making an attempt to change this heartbreaking statistic with an innovative program. This story is not a recreation. It's the result of one night's ride with DART, Albuquerque's Domestic Abuse Response Team.
Center Operative 56?
Yes, please send the police right away. My sister's boyfriend, he's dragging her out of the house.
Police Communications Operator 70, may I help you?
Yes, I have a domestic violence next door. I'm fearful of their 2-year-old daughter, and he is beating up on her now.
He's your ex-boyfriend?
Yes. He'll break everything in my house.
Sandra, you've got to calm down.
Okay, please hurry, please.
Not all rescues end when the victim is saved from immediate danger.
And then he pulled his knife on her. He actually pulled a knife on her? That's what he's... Well, he hasn't said anything. I haven't asked him anything. Yeah, he's negative.
DART's rescues operate on two fronts, with specially trained police officers who stop the violence for that moment, and civilians from the District Attorney's Victims Program, headed by Sandy Dietz, who help families find a way to change.
Domestic violence is a crime. If you were to beat someone on the street, a stranger, the way I've seen some people beaten by people who they live with or who they have relationships with, there would be no doubt in anyone's mind that it would be a crime and it would be prosecuted.
The last 2 nights we've had
3 out of 6 officers involved in some kind of wrestling match with offenders out there. Be careful, people are getting a little violent out there, it seems.
There's more officers other than traffic stops that are killed in the line of duty in domestic violence. So we always make it a point that anytime somebody calls in a family fight, the dispatchers are trained to obtain information as far as are there weapons involved. It's a major concern for us because of our own safety.
387-223. Could be a boyfriend-girlfriend dispute.
387-10. These people that are involved in this type of violence, it may get to the point where they strike somebody or shoot somebody or stab somebody out of rage, which may result in death.
This is your car?
Yes.
Okay. How did the argument start?
It was over a paycheck.
His or yours?
Mine.
So you just wouldn't show him your paycheck, so he decides that he's gonna destroy your car? But he never threatened you? He never said he was gonna hit you?
He said, I will pay.
Has he ever hit you before in the past?
Yes.
It's sad that people will get involved in a domestic dispute that escalates to violence. And what upsets me is that they involve the children.
Police communications, Southbridge 22.
My son's beating up on my mom.
Okay, would you know your address?
526 on Pablo County.
How old are you?
10.
What's your name? Steve? Is this your mom's boyfriend?
No, it's my dad.
Okay, Steve, what's the phone number you're calling from there?
I don't got a phone. I can't see the telephone booth.
He's just arguing with your mom?
Yeah, and he's trying to hit her and stuff.
Okay, we're going to get somebody right out there, okay? PD 332. Both units.
10:30 p.m., DART officer Chris Padilla is sent to the scene of a husband and wife dispute.
Caller is a 10-year-old 1030 advising his dad is trying to 27 for his mother. Both are 1018.
331 PD.
331.
That's my area. I'll take the call.
For children to call in, you know that things are probably going down to the extreme.
Police department. Yeah. Seems to be the problem here.
Nothing, we're just arguing.
Yeah, I heard you. Is there any lights in here?
Chris takes the 44-year-old mother of two aside to get her story.
What seems to be the problem tonight? I could tell just as far as her physical appearance that she was emotionally drained, that this appeared to have been going on for quite some time.
Pardon me?
Every time when he drunk, he'd do that to me.
Was he threatening you tonight?
She wasn't real apt to say exactly what occurred because she was afraid of what type of action we may take.
I'm coming right around in the area, 300 block of Texas.
Jason, can you come over here so I can talk to you for just a minute?
Her 10-year-old son had placed the call for help to 911.
Anything other than an argument?
Like, what was he going to do?
Just gonna hit her with his hand, but he didn't do it.
I asked him what happened, and he said that his father was threatening his mother and that they had set up a plan that if things escalated to where it looked like violence may occur, that he was to go and call the police.
1015 at 14. Sonia.
When the scene is secure, the cops call in the DA's DART team, tonight including volunteer Barbara Bowman.
I was the victim of violence in the past. I came from a family that had a lot of violence, and when there was violence in the house, there was never anybody there to comfort you, to hold your hand. And now we have this DART program where we go out and we help people.
Was he saying?
I heard him say they want to kill.
Okay. 10-year-old says that there was a threat. He was speaking in a loud tone in Spanish when we were out front, and Officer Bowman heard what he was saying to that effect.
Confirmed.
So.
111.
Mr. Gutierrez.
Here with me for a little bit. Come on.
Let's step outside.
Look at mommy for a minute. ¿Puedo tomarlo?
Everything's gonna be all right. Okay? I don't know what her name is. What is your name, sister? Mr. Gutierrez. Mr. Gutierrez, why don't you go talk to this officer over here, okay? Come on, step in. Come on over here. Let me talk to you for a second. Come on. Come on over here. This is you.
Okay, when we were outside, we heard you threatening your wife with violence. So you're going to jail for domestic violence assault.
Oh, my daddy.
Just relax, okay? Everything's gonna be fine.
Oh, my daddy.
That's all they remember is a police officer came and he took my mom or he took my dad away. And that they may never come back.
Do you have any of those stuffed animals?
I got one.
I've got one here too. Let me grab mine.
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't want to see kids have to be victims of violence within the house. I want to be able to go out there and help them if I can.
This is one of our. Oh, isn't she beautiful? You like Sarah? She's so nice. And she needs a friend just like you. She was in there all alone. Would you like to take care of her? Here. She feels good too, doesn't she?
You know, it affected the little girl, Martha, because she was screaming, she was yelling, please don't take my daddy. She was crying, my daddy, please don't take my daddy away. And that alone is something that, will affect those children the rest of their lives. And maybe if the mom can see what it did to the children, maybe she'll change.
But if you do get a restraining order and he's within the area of your house or your job or whatever you stipulate on the restraining order, he goes to jail if we catch him. She had no idea what was going to happen after she finished talking to us. And there's always that fear, and the fear of revenge. He knows where she lives. He knows where she works. And there may be one point in time where he comes back after her for whatever she may have said and get revenge. And a lot of victims fear that. With him drinking and stuff, things can escalate to the point where he does actually hit your mom and maybe even you and your sister. So we don't want that to happen tonight. So what we're going to do is just take him downtown. That puts a heavy burden on him. I mean, here he is 10 years old, and he had to go call 911 for his mom. And then all of a sudden, several minutes later, Dad's taken away, and that upset him, and he started crying. He had mixed emotions. Should I have done that or should I have not? You going to be okay? Yeah. Your dad will come back, okay? Just that he needed to go away tonight so nothing else happened.
He needs to see that he's breaking the cycle of what's going on, that what he did was right for him to call for help, that calling for help is not wrong.
What he has to realize is that he got arrested because of himself, and he has to take responsibility for his own actions. It's nothing that you did, okay? He also needs to understand that you can't drop the charges. So even if he tells you, you call up and drop the charges, you can't. It's out of your power. We're not pushy. The only part that we're really pushy about is the district attorney's office policy that the victim cannot drop the charges. Are you feeling all right? Okay. All right. You're going to be fine. Okay? Now it's going to be nice and quiet here tonight. Everybody's going to be safe, and your daddy will be coming home too. Okay? You don't worry about that. We hope in some way to help the next generation, because there's a whole generation of children out there watching and learning this type of violent behavior.
Take care of Fred, okay? Bye.
I told Jason, Martha, that's better your daddy left, When he stayed with us, I can't sleep in the nighttime because he left sometime drunk, and I don't know, he come home to hear me or something, or do something to the kid. So Jason might start crying. He said, Mama, please don't do that to Tata, Don't do that to Tata. I said, Jason, you're supposed to understand because, your daddy act like crazy that night. So she started crying, Martha, and he started crying, Jason, too. So I decided, maybe he going to change, When I say you guys, I said, well, maybe he going to change. But I don't know he going to change or not.
I'm happy that they're back together, but that other night I felt sad.
The following day, or whenever I came, he came up running to me, hugged me. He even had tears in his eyes, and he goes, I'm sorry. And then I told him, it's okay. I told him, I'm sorry because of the way I acted.
The mother in the situation needs to learn that she can raise her voice, that she can speak up, that she needs to think about the children and about what's going to happen with their future. And hopefully maybe if we can just save one person can finally turn around and say, I'm not going to take this anymore, that all of it is worth it in the end.
Next.
911, what is your emergency?
Please, Harry. Please, hurry, they're breaking in.
Okay, where are they breaking in at?
Maddie and James Snow had lived in the same house in Toledo, Ohio for more than 30 years. Their neighborhood had been going downhill for some time, but with deadbolts on the doors and an aggressive watchdog in the backyard, they'd always felt safe inside their own home.
The last few years I've been trying to get my mom and my dad to move out of the neighborhood. It's deteriorated. A lot of the homes are torn down. There's a lot of drug sales going on, and there's a lot of mugging and things going on in that particular neighborhood.
On November 9th, 1989, James left for work on a night shift at a coal processing plant around 8 p.m. Until he returned about 8:30 the next morning, his 61-year-old wife, Maddie, would be alone in the house all night. Maddie's call for help came in at 2:42 a.m.
911, what is your emergency?
Yeah, it's 738 Hamilton. There's somebody breaking in on me. Please, Harry. Please, hurry, they're breaking in.
Okay, where are they breaking in at?
On the side. On the side.
Okay, I want you to stand in line with me. I'm notifying the police now, okay?
Okay, hurry.
Can you tell, what side of the house is he on?
They're on the right-hand side. They breaking out my window. Yeah, they might kill me.
Information about the break-in was immediately relayed to police dispatch by computer.
Reporting to B&E in progress. A man is breaking in and out the window on the right side of the home now.
738.
Officers Nearhood and Bechtel responded.
We'll head that way from Hamilton to City Park.
Sergeant Daniel Schultz also headed to the scene.
705 dispatch, I'm closer, I can take that.
Okay, the police have been notified. They'll be there real soon. I want you to stay on the phone with me, okay? Okay, they're on the way.
Yeah, but they might kill me.
Okay, well, stay
by myself.
Stay on the line, okay?
Okay. Oh, Lord. Please hurry up.
Can you hear anything now?
Yeah, they're coming in.
They're coming in?
Oh, please hurry.
Where are you at?
I'm in the bedroom. Stuck in the bedroom.
Do you have upstairs and downstairs?
No.
Is there anything that you can push against the door in the bedroom, like a dresser or a bed?
Door in the bedroom.
There's no door?
I was trying to get as much time between her and the person coming into the house as possible. I knew that the police weren't going to get there in time because it'd take them at least a couple of minutes. And when I realized there wasn't anything I could put between her and the perpetrator, that's when I really got scared. I was really, frightened for her because I wasn't sure what was happening to her. She, I lost contact on the phone with her at that time, and she was basically on her own.
You better get out of here! Get out of here! You don't live here!
What's going on?
She didn't tell me she had a gun, so when I heard the shots, I wasn't sure what was happening there.
What's going on?
I don't know where he's at now.
You can't hear him no more in the house?
No, I shot at him 3 times.
You shot at him?
I shot at him 3 times. I don't know whether I hit him or not. I don't know whether I hit him, but I shot at him 3 times.
The first officers arrived on the scene.
There's a lot of things that go through our minds. We don't know whether he's armed or not. We don't know whether he's high or not. We don't know whether he's going to be a fighter, if he's just going to give up. Believe me, we always like to go home at night in one piece. No scratches or scrapes.
Police! Flat down on the ground! Flat down on the ground! Oh, I've been shot! I've been shot! Oh, I've been shot! 18 dispatch, we have suspect in custody.
Okay, let me know where you're at, 705.
Oh, it's taking him a long time. I knew he was going to come in. It's taking them too long to get here.
Okay, the police got him. Okay? The police are there, okay? They're in the alley.
Oh,
okay, what I want you to do, I want you to put that gun down, okay? Put it away.
Okay.
Stick it in the drawer, okay?
All right.
And I want you to wait for the police to get there.
Okay.
Okay, the police are coming back there now, okay? Is your gun put away?
Yes.
Okay, stay on the line with me until the police close the door, okay?
Okay. I wonder who was he?
I don't know.
I was real happy for her, and I felt relieved for her that everything was over, that they had him and nothing more could happen to her.
The suspect appeared extremely shaken, and it appeared he might have been on drugs or some type of alcohol or a mixture of both. He firmly believed he was shot when I had flipped him over after handcuffing him, and I think he was relieved that after I looked him over and told him he wasn't, that he hadn't been shot. He probably didn't figure in his wildest dreams that he'd break into the house and get shot at.
Did you shoot all the shots, Manny?
Yes,
Okay, you fired them all.
fired them all.
You know where they went?
I know I was going to die. I know he was coming in to kill me. Because this is what's been going on, and I guess I'll watch his TV and read the paper and see, oh, so many people they have found dead, and I just felt like he was going to kill me.
How close was he when you actually fired?
She didn't know the guy. The guy was highly intoxicated. I'm not saying that everybody should shoot at anybody that breaks into their house, but in that situation, she definitely did fear for her safety, and she did give him every opportunity to leave.
After my kids all got grown and got married, my husband gave me this gun about 10 years ago. He just brought it there and said, in case something happened, here's a gun. And it's always stayed in that holster by the bed.
Statistically, a handgun in the house is more likely to injure you or someone you know than to be used against an intruder. Maddie had been lucky.
I could just hear him just breaking through. And I was so frightened, I didn't know what to do. Words can't explain how frightened I was. Yeah, I knew he was a burglar, but usually, sometimes they kills too, you know? And that's what came in my mind was going to happen to me, that he was going to kill me. Because I didn't know him, so what were we going to talk about? We didn't have anything to talk about.
Look, I love him! Turn you down! Turn you down! You don't live here!
And I just got trigger happy. I couldn't let go. I'm glad I didn't hit him, really, because I would have had to live with it. And I'm not a violent person, and I don't believe in, taking nobody's life. This is Tim and Kim.
If he had nerve enough to break in, he would have nerve enough to kill her, beat her up, or probably hospitalize or anything. So I'm just so proud she was strong enough to, to do what she did and hold him back off of her. And really proud that didn't nobody really get hurt.
The suspect was found guilty and sentenced to prison. Maddie wanted to express her gratitude to Michelle Mann, the 911 operator who was there when she needed help most.
She was really wonderful. I think she really helped me go through what I did. She seemed like that I know somebody was near me. She felt like she was right there, really.
She's the hero if anybody is. She stood up to him, and she was scared, but she still stood up to him. She was really brave.
This 20-inch TV.
In a crisis situation, time is critical. Teach your children what the emergency numbers are in your area and how to call for help. This series is dedicated to the men, women, and children who answer our calls for help and do what they can to save the life of another. I'm William Shatner. Join me again next week for more true stories on Rescue 911.